Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. It has been reported that US President Donald Trump may soon be invited to spend time at Balmoral Castle alongside King Charles. The prospect arises as Prime Minister Keir Starmer travels to the United States this week, a journey that could pave the way for an invitation to be extended. Historically, Mr. Trump has been hosted at both Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, but a sojourn at Balmoral is now emerging as the obvious choice, owing to his Scottish heritage and the proximity of his golf course, a government source has noted. Balmoral, the cherished summer retreat where the monarch traditionally resides, often in the company of the extended royal family, has rarely played host to US presidents. In fact, only one previous American leader, Dwight D. Eisenhower, visited the castle in August of 1959 when he accompanied Queen Elizabeth II and former Prime Minister Harold MacMillan. The report initially published by The Sun suggests that the invitation could be conveyed shortly after Mr. Starmer's arrival at the Oval Office for talks with Mr. Trump. A Whitehall insider remarked, "He's already been to Windsor and Buckingham Palace, so Balmoral is being talked about. Everyone knows he loves Scotland and it's near his golf course." In related developments, the Mirror has indicated that the King and Queen are preparing for what is said to be the most extensive royal tour of their reign, a veritable charm offensive across the United States and Canada. The tour, which would mark King Charles' first visit to Canada as monarch, is viewed as an opportunity to bolster diplomatic ties at a time when the United States is on the cusp of celebrating the 250th anniversary of American independence in 2026. Preliminary discussions between governments are already underway, with an official invitation from Washington expected imminently. The Mirror further suggests that the North American tours are likely to be scheduled for the spring of next year. However, in light of the King's ongoing cancer treatment, a visit by the Prince and Princess of Wales is being considered as a contingency, although the prevailing preference is to host their Majesties themselves. It is noteworthy that this would be the first time a British monarch visits the United States since 2007, when the late Queen Elizabeth undertook one of her 5 royal tours. As Prince of Wales, King Charles made more than 20 official visits to the US, underscoring his long-standing connection with the nation. A government source elaborated on the significance of the forthcoming tour, stating, "This will undoubtedly be the biggest tour of the King's reign so far. A huge undertaking for a British monarch to be hosted in the United States. Americans love the British royal family, and it is a great opportunity for both sides to reaffirm the special relationship in such an important and historic year for the US. The King has been especially keen to travel to Canada, a country and people he holds so much affection for. It will be a charm offensive on both sides." Yet, Buckingham Palace remains decidedly tight-lipped on the specifics of these plans, with one palace source observing, "There are no current dates in the diary for their Majesties to tour either Canada or the USA, or active palace planning taking place for either option." Royal expert Jenny Bond spoke to the Mirror about Harry and Meghan now sharing pictures of their children in the lead-up to Meghan's Netflix show. She said, "They are clearly fiercely protective of their children, and I think much of that stems from Harry's experience of having cameras trained on him when he was a little boy and ever since. He showed his contempt for the cameras when he was very young, sticking his tongue out as he sat in the back of a car with his mother. She told him to stop it very quickly. Of course, seeing only glimpses of them makes them even more interesting to the public, and it brings extra attention to whichever video they appear in, which is commercially valuable. Sooner or later, they are bound to release pictures of the children. Otherwise, there's a real danger that the paparazzi will follow them until they get what they want, in the hope that a newspaper or magazine somewhere in the world will buy the pictures. Some royal watchers are shocked that Harry would allow the photos. Royal expert Duncan Larcombe tells OK Magazine, "Being a royal isn't like being a celebrity. You're stuck with it. I think Harry struggles to accept his kids are, to some extent, public property because they're royal." He adds that it's an almost impossible task to keep them out of the limelight forever. Royal expert Jack Royston tells The Sun, "I still cannot make out for the life of me why Meghan didn't do a Suits reboot. Acting is what first forged a relationship between Meghan and the American people. It's been so successful and loved. Again, I cannot work out for the life of me why she didn't just do a Suits relaunch. It's a crazy decision." Reality TV star Bethany Frankel said, "I think the reason Meghan can't win for losing is that there is a lack of identity and understanding as to exactly who she is to the audience." In a profile piece about Greg Gutfeld, the late-night host on Fox News, Greg mentioned Meghan by saying, "Nobody likes a person less than the person who's obvious about their thirst for status. She decided that she was going to just walk into Oprah's world like, I'm going to be a lifestyle guru. I don't care who you are. You hate people who cut in line." She cut in line. Fox News host Raymond Arroyo was more harsh, saying, "As Ever is already the name of a New York-based clothing line in existence since 2015. It's unbelievable. Her logo isn't even original. The Duchess of Sussex can't help but create anything that doesn't suck X. There's the only thing left for her to launch, a Montecito consignment store called Has Been." Arroyo also mentioned the upcoming Netflix show. She's going to cook. The only thing not on the menu is humble pie, apparently. She should do something on family relations and how to destroy them. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Sarah Ferguson is reportedly in talks with producers of ITV's Loose Women to join their illustrious presenter lineup. Sources reveal the proceedings have advanced to the stage where Fergie is set to embark on a full trial week on the show. A source told the Mail, "Sarah is finding a way to balance a potentially well-paid presenting job with her charity commitments and her main job as an author. She has been told there will be a chair with her name on it whenever she is ready to become a full-time Loose Woman." The former royal, who has previously appeared as a special guest on Loose Women, has also forged a close bond with Coronation Street actress Sally Dynevor, sharing a mutual understanding born of their own battles with breast cancer. In later moments, even Christine Lampard has chimed in with a humorous quip suggesting that Sarah might be just the queen that Love Island's Joey has been searching for. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a review of 5 stars if you're enjoying the show. Don't forget we have a new show for you to enjoy called White Smoke, The Path to a New Pope, and you can get that wherever you get your podcasts. White Smoke. Check it out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.